Assalamualaikum students, hope everybody is fine, and I very strongly hope that you must have developed some concept of influence line. Today I will teach you how to draw or how to construct a influence line for a specific function or specific response function, that is say shear force, bending moment, or even external forces, that is reactions. And then we will, first of all, we will draw them with our previous knowledge, and then we shall try to adopt some smart techniques suggested by others. So first of all, you must keep in your mind the definition of the influence line. The definition of influence line is that it is it is a representation of variation in a response function with respect to a moving load, meaning by that the position of the function is fixed, whereas the position of the load is not fixed, load is moving, right? So let's suppose that here is a simply supported beam. Let's call it A and B, on which a moving load is traveling, unit moving load is traveling, and we take a decision that we will calculate the response functions with respect to the load at specific points. Say it is a 5 meter span beam, and I have decided that I will calculate the values of the reactions with the load at every 1 meter interval, and then draw the influence line for those reactions. Say reaction over here is vertical reaction at A, and over here it is vertical reaction at B. Now when load is say 1 meter from position A, say, and it is unit load, then we can find out the reactions for this position of the load. Now this position, it is 4 meters from here, 4 divided by 5, it will be VA shall be equal to 0.8 and VB shall be equal to 0.2. Similarly, now we change the position of the load. We add further 1 meter and say load is over here at say 2 meters from spot A. Now this 3 load was taking moment at B, unit load multiplied by the distance, that is 3 divided by 5, and it shall be 0.6 reaction at spot A and 0.4 reaction at spot B. Again, we in third case, change the position of the load further, and we take it to the 1 meter ahead, that is 3 meters from the spot A, and then we find out the reactions. Now you would appreciate that 2 divided by 5, this shall be 0.4 on A and 0.6 at spot B. Further moving the load ahead a 1 meter more, say over here, this distance being 4 meters. Now the reactions would be 0.2 at this port and 0.8 at the rightmost port. Now just imagine that with the varying distances on the span, the reactions have also changed. Now if we want to draw the influence line for reaction at A, say over here, when load is at spot A, the whole of the load is converted into the reaction, meaning by that it is unit reaction when the load is at A. So to start with, this ordinate shall be 1. Now when the load has moved over here at 1 meter, the reaction has reduced from 1 to 0.8. So we mark another distance which is 0.8 over here. And when load is at 2 meters, our reaction has reduced to 0.6. When load is at 3 meters, reaction at A has reduced to 0.4. And when our load is at 4 meters from the spot A, reaction has reduced to 0.2, and hence it is this is the influence line for reaction, for vertical reaction at A. Now from the same very calculations, this has to be a straight line. It is a straight line, right? Since it is with free end, so it is not looking like a straight line. For if we see reaction at B, when the load is at B, it has to be a unit reaction, alright? So reaction over here shall be 1. This is 1. And when load is say 1 meter from spot B, it is 0.8. When load is at 2 meters from point B, it is 0.6. And similarly, when load is at 3 meters away, it is 0.4, say 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, and when load is at 1 meter from, 4 meters from spot B, the reaction at B is 0.2. So over here as well, it is a straight line influence line. This is influence line for vertical reaction at B. Hence, you must now have realized, it is based on our previous knowledge, that any ordinate of the influence line is just showing us two things. First, location of the load, that ordinate over here, whatsoever it is, this ordinate shows that when load is somewhere over here, here, then the reaction at A is this ordinate. So that is how we draw the reactions influence line based on our previous knowledge. Now let's move to the shear force and bending moment. Say we select a point, any point, say we select a point C, 2 meters away from the 2 meters, say over here, that we have selected this point, this is, and let's call it point C, and it has a distance of 2 meters from spot A, and we are given a requirement that we give the influence line for these two response functions, that is shear force and bending moment at point C for a unit moving load from A to B. Now let's see how we do that. Say for example, influence line for shear force at point C, which is 2 meters from spot A. For first case, when load is at spot A, of course, whole of the force is being resisted by a reaction at A, that is 1, and there is no shear force at C when load is at A. Now when load has moved to 1 meter over here, then what is the case? Load, say at 1 meter from A, then the shear force acting downward being the negative and acting upward forces are positive. If you see that on the left side of the section, if we move from the spot A, there are two transverse forces. One is the unit load and the second is the reaction at A. And if we take reaction at A positive and we take load acting downward as negative, then shear at C shall be equal to 0.8 minus 1 is equal to 0.2. Alright. In second case, now move the load at 2 meters from spot A, then following the same conventions, our VC is, so it is when it is at C, you have to take two sections. One is just minus of C and the second one is just plus of C. It is only in case of shear force. So when load is at 2 meter, say little minus of it, then again the two forces acting over here, it is load is over here, the upward force is 0.8 and the downward load is minus 1. So it is 0.6 minus 1 is equal to minus 0.4. Now the third position of the load shall be load at 2 meter, little plus of it, from spot A. Now the load has just crossed this section, Now on your left side is only one transverse force, that is reaction at A. Hence, now the ordinate VC over here shall be equal to 0.6. It is plus of it. Moving further ahead, when load is at say 3 meters from the spot A, then fourth case is that load at 3 meters from A. Over here, when it is 3 meters from A, the leftward side of our section is only one transverse force, and that is for reaction at A, that is 0.4. So it is VC is equal to, that is shear at C is equal to 0 plus 0.4. Further moving ahead, now load at 4 meters from A. Again applying the same principle and same conventions. When load is at 4 meters, moving from the left side till our section, there is only one transverse force, and that is reaction at A, and that is 0.2. So VC shall be equal to 0.2. Now the values of shear force at C with respect to different positions of the unit moving load has been changed, has been variating, and they have variated from 0.2, 0.4, this is minus 0.2, then minus 0.4, plus 0.5, plus 0.4 and 0.2. Let's draw them on the board. And this shall be, if this is the reference line, for first two values it is negative, it has gone, say, down by minus 0.4, and at that section it has suddenly changed its ordinate and has attained the value of 0.6 plus, and then it has again gone to 0, and in between there are two values, 0.4 and 0.2. So this is the influence line for shear force at C due to unit moving load. So for its different positions at any point, say for example over here, if we want to find out the shear force ordinate at C due to load over here, so this ordinate will give us the value of shear at C due to load over here. So that is how we draw the influence line for shear force based on our previous knowledge. Now we move to the third response function, and that is influence line for the same case for bending moment or flexure. Influence line for flexure at C, that how our bending moment will vary at section C due to unit moving load. So influence line for bending moment at C. In this also, the very first case is that load at 1 meter from spot A. Now please concentrate over here. This is the case, the first one, that load is at 1 meter from spot A, and we have to take bending moment value over here. So it will be, if we take say clockwise values as positive and anti-clockwise as negative, then MC, moment at C, shall be equal to, there are two forces, transverse forces with their moment arms. The first is the reaction at A, and this is 0.8 and its moment arm is 2 meters. So multiplied by 2 minus the second is the unit load on the left side of it, and its moment arm is 1. So 1 multiplied by 1. So this is 1.6 minus 1 is equal to 0.6. So our bending moment ordinate at C due to unit load at 1 meter from A shall be equal to 0.6. Now second case, when load is at 2 meters from A. Now in this case, you would appreciate that again on our left side there is only one force, which is transverse force with the momentum, whereas the unit load has moved onto the C, and due to its zero moment arm it will not give any value. So MC, that is moment at C, in second case shall be equal to the transverse force is 0.6 into 2. 0.6 into 2 is equal to 1.2 whatsoever the units are. Now in third case, load at 3 meters from A. Now in this case, load has gone beyond the section where we are interested in finding out the bending moment. Hence, on the left hand side, there is only transverse force, that is reaction at A. So it will be MC, moment at C shall be equal to the reaction at A, that is the only transverse force, 0.4 multiplied by 3 is equal to 1.2. Alright. Again, now we go for the fourth case, that is load at, over here we have made a mistake, the moment arm remains 2. It will be 0.8 because we are taking moment at C. Although the load has moved 1 meter ahead of C, but the moment arm at C remains 2. Load at 4 meters from spot A. In this case, again, load is over there. On our left side, only one transverse force, that is reaction at A 0.2 multiplied by 2 is equal to 0.4. So we have found values for the travelling load at every 1 meter interval from spot A. Now we draw the influence line with the help of these values. If this is the reference line, right, when the load was at the spot it was 0, and when the load moved onto say this position, the value was 0.6. When load moved onto the 2 meter interval, over here the value was 1.2. When load moved at 3 meters, the value was 0.8. And when load moved on to the 1 meter only away from the spot B or 4 meters from spot A, the value is 0.4. So these are the different values of bending moment when load is at 1 meter interval. If we join them, this is joined like this. So this is the influence line for bending moment at C. Hence, for simplicity, we can take influence line at C, at section at C. If we divide all these values with 1.2 for our simplicity, so that we get the maximum ordinate equal to 1, we divide all these values with 1.2. So what do we get? This ordinate shall be 0.5, 0.5, this ordinate will be 1, this ordinate will be 0.67, and this ordinate will be 0.3. Since it is a same slope, so we have, for our simplicity, in order to keep our maximum ordinate as 1, we have divided all the values with 1.2 and we have got this influence line. Now this influence line means that anywhere when load is over here, say, that unit load is moving over here, is at this place, alright, then the bending moment value shall be this one for the unit moving load. So this is how we construct the influence line for different response functions, that is reactions, shear force and bending moment, based on our previous knowledge. You must have realized that it is cumbersome, it is lengthy, it is accurate to the level, its accuracy depends upon the intervals at which we calculate all these values. Alright. So in next lecture I will let you know some smarter technique how we can avoid these cumbersome calculations and we can go to the quick drawing of the influence line and then taking the quick decision based upon that. Thank you very much.